What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Weekly. I'm your host, PB the Plug, and in today's episode, we're going to be giving away our 1-month NBA awards. I want to say right now, I'm urging everybody who watches this to go and get active in the comments on this particular video. I'm going to be extremely active. I know when it comes to awards, there's a lot of different opinions and disagreements. So instead of just disagreeing, I want to see y'all ballot. I want to see y'all voting system and who y'all have for each and every award. So just take every award, tell me y'all answer, and throw it in the comments and tell me why. I don't want to see nothing biased. I don't want to see no BS. And I'm going to be extremely active. I'm always active, but I'm going to be even more active in these comments for this particular video. And also, I want to give a shout out to some of y'all who was informing me on my last video that the volume of my mic was extremely low. Quick story, about a month ago, or a couple weeks ago actually, I recorded an Anthony Davis video that a lot of y'all might have seen. That was the second time I recorded it because the first time, for whatever reason, the volume on my mic was accidentally turned up. So I did an entire 35-minute video. It was perfect. I loved it. And I went in to edit it just to find out that the volume somehow got turned all the way up. I record every day. I stream every day, so it's never a reason to really check my mic or do a mic check at that point. And it caught me off guard, and it was one of the most deflating and defeated feelings I've had in YouTube to do such a great video and then realize that it's ruined. I turned my mic volume all the way down. I was scarred. So because of that, some of my videos are extremely low. I'm also animated. I move a lot and making my face move around the mic, so it's like all over the place sometimes. But I am turning up the volume just a little bit so it ain't too low for y'all. But you have to bear with me because I am a little scarred. But I hear y'all. I'm trying to fix it. Just continue to communicate with me and let me know. Because y'all know, man, y'all are my people, my community. Anything that y'all need, I'm going to do. But with all that being said, let's get to these awards. Let's get it. So the first award I'm going to start with is Coach of the Year. And I think this is a no-brainer with Joe Mazzulla out there in Boston. The Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA right now at 16-4. I think they're playing some of the best basketball of anybody in the league. They won about, the last 9 out of 10. And in front of me, I see they have the best record in the NBA, like I said, 16-4. They have the best offense in the NBA, averaging 120 points per game. They have the best net rating in the NBA at 7.33. The best point differential in the NBA at plus 141. The best true shooting percentage in the NBA at 123.1%. And the best plus minus in the NBA at plus 7.1. Joe Mazzulla is killing it with Boston. And you have to remember, this is a Boston team that's going through a coaching change, and they have some key injuries. Danilo Gallinari was supposed to be a big floor spacer off the bench for them, who got a knee injury that's going to have him sidelined for the entire year. Robert Williams, we haven't seen this year, still recovering from his knee injury, and that's a big piece to their defensive scheme and component. And this team is playing different than we've got accustomed to seeing them last year. Last year, they hung their hat on the defensive side of the basketball. This year, it's the offensive side of the basketball, and they're still winning at a high rate. They're the best team in the NBA, and we haven't even seen them at full throttle defensively. Even if the defense isn't anywhere like we seen last year under Ime, this team can still be dangerous just because of how flowing the offense is. And they're taking big steps in the right direction under Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Everything is looking good, and I think Joe Mazzulla being a first-time head coach in the midst of everything that went on with the Ime Udoka situation, plus some of the injuries that they had, he's doing a phenomenal and fine job. And this Boston Celtics team can not only go through another Eastern Conference run, but I personally think if they continue to play this level of basketball, they have a real opportunity of winning a championship. And with this core and Joe Mazzulla being a young coach, this Boston Celtics team could be a team that we could get used to seeing having playoff runs for the next 5 to 7 years. I think they're truly set up to have some sort of dynasty type run for the next foreseeable future. So I think Joe Mazzulla, for me, is the undisputed Coach of the Year by far right now. The next award I'm going to go with is the Sixth Man of the Year. And for the first time since Ben Gordon, we have a rookie winning it with Bennedict Mathurin. Bennedict Mathurin has been electrifying for the Indiana Pacers, and he's kind of run off with the Sixth Man of the Year award through the first 20 games. It also does help that guys like Jordan Clarkson and Tyler Hero are now playing starter minutes and starter roles for their teams. But Bennedict has been incredible as far as three-point shooting. He's shooting 40% from every way that you can shoot it. From the corner, pull up, above the break, off the catch. He's shooting lights out for the Indiana Pacers. I would love to see the isolation, go up a little bit. He hasn't been as impactful as I think he can be. He is a rookie, so there is some patience to have with him. But he is shooting the ball so crazy that I don't even think we care about the isolation numbers right now. And I think the shooting does a big part to playing with Tyrese Halliburton, somebody who's been an incredible distributor of the basketball to start the year. Also, his finishing. I want to see his finishing go up some because he's so athletic and so strong. You would expect him to have better finishing numbers, but again, that's another thing to be patient with. And then last but not least, Bennedict Mathurin has all of the tools to be a great plus defender. And I know this team is young and they have a lot of development to go through, but I just want to see him take control of being a much better defender. Like I said, he has a strong body. He has good size, good length. There's no reason why he can't be a wing stopper for them while, attributing some great three-point shooting. So as long as Ben continues to shoot the ball like he is, and he continues to improve his finishing, his defense, and he parlays his finishing with his three-point shooting into playmaking opportunities, I think Bennedict Mathurin could be a star in this league, and a backcourt of him and Tyrese Halliburton and the development of a lot of those other young guys that they have and can potentially get depending on how the season goes for them. The Pacers have as bright of a future as anybody else in the league. Bennedict Mathurin, Sixth Man of the Year. Write the check in, cash it. My next award is going to be the Rookie of the Year award, and I know after saying all of those nice things about Bennedict Mathurin for the Sixth Man of the Year award, it's tough to not give him the Rookie of the Year award, but Paolo Banchero has played like a guy that's not even a rookie. When you watch Paolo, it seemed like he's in his second, third, or even fourth year. His isolations have been so crazy, super impactful, and I think that's been the most important thing for the Magic because during this rebuild, they've got a lot of great players that do a lot of good things, but that go-to guy we've seen already in the first 15 or so games of Paolo's career, he looks like he's going to be able to provide that for the Magic for years to come. And I think he's doing a good job using his isolations to set up playmaking opportunities for himself. The only thing I will say is a three-point shot I think has to really improve for Paolo. He's been shooting the best from the corner. But I think that part of his game catching up over the next few seasons or over the course of this season is only going to make him that much better of an offensive weapon for the Magic. And I think his defense has been something that's underrated, his rim defense specifically. I think he's done a good job with Wendell and Bol and even Mo Bamba helping to stop guys shoot effectively around the rim. They deter a lot of shots, a lot of block shots, and a lot of guys who shoot high near the rim don't really shoot that well against the Orlando Magic, and Paolo is one of the reasons. I will say, because they have so much size and length in that front court, sometimes we've seen Paolo play the three. His perimeter defense is going to have to improve drastically if they want to continue to be able to use him in a versatile way like that, because right now he's a lot better interior versus perimeter when it comes to defense. But overall, Paolo has had 30-point performances, double-doubles. I don't think he's had a game where he hasn't scored double digits. He's looking like a 23-point scorer out of the gate. And with the rebound and the assists in the rim defense, as long as he stays healthy for the full course of the season, I don't think there's a rookie in his class that's going to really challenge him for the Rookie of the Year. The closest thing you're going to get is Bennedict Mathurin. And even then, when you compare the two, Paolo has looked a lot better. Bennedict is a little bit more efficient because his role is a little different. But for Paolo to be the hub offensively for the Magic, he's done a fine job as a rookie player from day one. He's my choice for Rookie of the Year. For the next award, Defensive Player of the Year, I personally have Brook Lopez. I think a lot of people are going to agree with the Brook Lopez pick. He's kind of like a no-brainer. A lot of people do like Anthony Davis as well, but it's hard to go against the numbers and the actual impact Brook Lopez is having, with the Bucks being the best defense in the league, and they've been that all year. Brook Lopez, as an anchor, has been doing everything, and rim protection, doing everything. He's leading the league in blocks. He's deterring shots. There's an expected field goal percentage at the rim around the league because of how close you are to the basket. When people play against Brook Lopez, that percentage drops by 11%, which is like in a 98 to 99 percentile, just to give you some type of idea of how good Brook Lopez has been for protecting the rim and interior shots. He's really killing it, and to have him with Giannis next to him also having the same type of impact as far as protecting the rim, the Bucks are probably going to run away the full course of the season with the league's best defense. And it's going to be extremely interesting to see how impactful these two guys are as the backstop to this defense when it comes to playoff basketball. We still haven't seen this Bucks team with Chris Middleton. We know what Jrue Holiday can do as a perimeter defender. We know what Javon Carter can do as a perimeter defender. So to now have a healthy Brook Lopez along with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks are primed to potentially win an NBA championship, in my opinion. And this is not including the things Brook is doing offensively. He's shooting 40% from the three. He does what he does in the post, showing some flashes of old Brook here and there. Brook Lopez is having an incredible season, but a lot of it is highlighted by what he's doing defensively. Super impactful as a rim protector, probably the best rim protector in the game right now, even above Rudy. I know that sounds crazy to say. Brook Lopez, Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt, no brainer. Obvious, easy choice. So over the last few couple of seasons, I feel like this award has grown very popular among the NBA community. A lot of guys are improving in a lot of different ways, whether it's turning into an all-star, turning into an MVP candidate, taking a new role, jumping up in assists, three-point shooting, scoring. There's a lot of different ways to improve as a basketball player. So most improved player is an award I had to save second to last. And for me, I got to go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. A lot of guys make big jumps, but he is taking that significant leap that a lot of us knew he had, but wasn't sure when he was going to take it because of the state of the Thunder right now. They're kind of better than we've seen them, but are we sure they're a playoff team? Are they going to tank? Is Chet being out means they're going to shut down Shai? We don't know, but to go from 24 points a game to 31 is already a 7-point jump. He's already having a career year in assists. His field goal percentage is at a career high. He's shooting a 3-ball really well as far as pull-up threes and above the break threes. He's taking this team and putting them as one of my most exciting teams to watch. A lot of nights I go in and I have a lot of different games highlighted as a game to watch, and I end up ending with a Thunder game because they end up being in so many clutch and crunch games due to Shai putting them on his back and taking them somewhere deep into a game and potentially winning. We've seen them win a lot of close games this year on the back of Shai. So I think Shai is turning that corner. This is some place that a lot of us knew he could get to. It was just a matter of when and if it could be with the Thunder. There was a lot of rumors of like, man, he has to go to the Raptors. He has to go to the Knicks. I'm glad that he's showcasing he can do it with the Thunder and that he is one of these impact players. And it's not this empty stats BS. I love everything Shai has been doing. And to be honest with you, if we're being honest, I think Shai is having a season that a lot of y'all were saying Anthony Edwards were going to have. When we talk about significant jump and being one of those guys that could be in the MVP conversation, the only thing that's stopping Shai from being in that conversation is the fact that the Thunder isn't one of the top teams out west in the conference. They're on the outside looking in some nights. They're a playoff team or in a play-in some nights. It's hard to gauge where they're going to end up, but because we know they won't be a top-end team out west, he's probably not going to be included in that MVP discussion at a real rate. But when you look at him offensively, you look at him defensively, the playmaking, the mid-range shooting, the finishing, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having an incredible year. He may be a lock for an all-star. He could potentially be an all-star starter. That's how good Shai is. I can't wait to do the next position rankings because Shai may be a top 5, top 3, top 2 at his position when we get there. But Shai, most improved player. I know my Thunder fans are going to love that. By far, he's been that guy. He's him. And last but not least, of course, we got to end the video with a bang. We got to save MVP for last. And for me, the MVP belongs to Jayson Tatum. Again, we talked about the Celtics with Joe Mazzulla, 16-4, best team in the NBA. Jayson Tatum right now is in a special moment in his career that a lot of us NBA fans should really take advantage of witnessing. It's very rare that we see a guy do what Jayson Tatum is doing. What I mean by that is you have guys that solidify themselves as talent in the league, right? Oh, that guy has potential. That guy is special. He's showing flashes. Then you have guys make a leap or they take that jump to solidify themselves as a 20-plus point scorer or a 25-point scorer. Then you also have that leap or that jump to being a perennial all-star talent or just an all-star player in general. We're seeing in real time Jayson Tatum establish himself as a top player in the league overall on both sides of the basketball, and it's happening in real time because nothing in Jayson Tatum's game is going crazy that we haven't seen before. It isn't like he's having some unusual shooting year from three where he's shooting like 55% all of a sudden he just can't miss from three, or he's just playing out of his mind. You know, certain guys have those stretches. Jason Tatum is playing his style of basketball that we've seen, but it's just a little bit more seasoned and mature. He's getting to his spots. He's being a lot more patient. He's empowering and weaponizing his teammates with his assists and keeping defenses on their toes, because in the past he's been a guy that's known to settle when it comes to his isolations and whatnot. This year he's been super impactful as an isolation player, and I think that's because he is leveraging his passing as a weapon a lot more than we've seen. I think he's also getting right to his spots. The way he's shooting and where he's shooting from is a lot more cleaned up. He's a lot more patient. He knows his shots is going to come. He's playing within the offense in some of these games. He's turning it up. He's shooting three ball, a lot more confident, and a lot more versatile. And then on the defensive side of the basketball, he's taking on that challenge for being that wing stopper for the Boston Celtics. And again, like we talked about with Joe Mazzulla, we haven't seen the Celtics' best version of themselves on defense because obviously Robert Williams has been out. But when we do see Robert Williams back and they're at their fullest strength defensively, even if it's not what we seen last year, I think the strides and the step Jason Tatum has taken as a wing stopper with Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown plus Al Horford and Robert Williams behind those guys, this team could legitimately be a championship team. And I think Jason Tatum has earned the right to be an MVP favorite with his scoring outbursts, his assisting, his rebound. He has some crazy rebound nights this season. And then defensively, he's come up with some extremely big stops for them and has taken on that challenge as a defender night in and night out. And if you get this from him as a usual type of player or these usual type of performances, the nights where he is cooking, where he's having 50 and he's also giving you these other things, how are the Celtics ever going to lose a 7-game series? This guy is the real deal. The Celtics are the real deal. And that's why Jason Tatum is my MVP through the first 20 games. So that's a wrap. Like I told y'all in the intro, make sure y'all get active in these comments. I want to see who y'all got at every award, and I want to know why. Again, no bias, no BS. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, what y'all agree with, what y'all disagree with. I'll see y'all in the next video. As always, this is NBA Weekly. I'm Pee Wee the Plug. I'm out. Peace.